could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Okay, so recently, in case you guys have not figured it out or you haven't been watching the news, the Obama administration has officially decided to not renew or extend any contracts they have with federal, private, I don't know why I said federal, private prisons. The Obama administration and the Department of Justice have come to an agreement on this. They're not going to be extending it, and all the prisoners that are currently in these private prisons are going to be transferred over to public prisons. Currently there are 13 contracts out with 13 different prisons. Hopefully this starts to trend to getting rid of a business that incentivizes mass incarcerations. But anyway, it wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't have Trump saying some hypocritical shit on this subject. So without further ado, there you go.
Prison reform, I think, as you know, our prison system is a disaster. It's a complete disaster all over the country. Almost everything we have, Chris, if you want to know the truth, is a disaster.
Really? America's not great.
If you take a look,
it's not bad.
Look, our military has been depleted. Our vets are not being taken care of. I mean, we have a lot of problems. Okay, but as
why
far
does everybody want to come here if we're not great? Everybody in the world wants to come here, and everybody does better in this country than where they came from.
Yeah,
everybody.
Other people have problems too. By the way, with prisons, I do think we can do a lot of privatizations and private prisons. It seems to work a lot better.
Now, a lot of people are probably like, what's so hypocritical about that, right? You know, he says he's open to private prisons. Well, play the next clip.
As far as criminal, they're going to be out so fast. If I win, you know, we have tremendous problems. I just gave you an article where an illegal alien ran over today in Texas. A policeman 3 times just kept running him over. Look, we have problems. You have Kate in San Francisco. You have the veteran soldier, this wonderful woman who was 66 years old, a retired vet, who was raped, sodomized, and killed by an illegal alien, or as they would say, an illegal immigrant. And this happened 3 weeks ago in California, but it's happening all over. It's a big problem. Crime is a big problem. We're going to get rid of the bad ones because we have some really bad ones in here right now. And you know that gang members in L.A., you look at some of these gangs, they're 100% illegal immigrants. They're going to be gone, okay? And they're going to be gone fast. And they're not going to be in our prisons for us to take care of them. Our prisons are bursting with illegals right now.
What about...
Now, in case you guys don't know what that means, basically, he wants an actual pretty rational thing, which is if people who are here illegally break the law, they should be deported. I think that's universally, like, in the public's eye, that should be the law. But he says he's in favor of private prisons. What he does not realize is that the reason why that's a thing is because the private prison industry has lobbied to make it a thing. Okay, you know why? It's because their incentive is to put people in jail. And when you could incarcerate somebody and put them in a private prison instead of sending them back to where they came from, well, guess who just made a huge profit? Instead of deporting the hundreds of thousands of people who Obama has deported, instead of deporting them, just put them in jail. It's the same thing with marijuana. Earlier, I didn't show this clip, but in that same town hall, he was talking about he'd want to legalize medical marijuana. One of the reasons why that and recreational marijuana aren't being legalized is because the prison industries are like, fuck that, keep everything illegal so they can go to jail and we can make a shitload of money off of it. And I don't know why he's so oblivious to this. It's an incentive. Like, this is what I don't get. You know, I feel like once we have no more private prisons, once we have a public option or a universal Medicare for all, we're gonna look back and be like, why the fuck did we ever privatize them? Because whenever you have an incentive, like we have a capitalist society, right? That means we have incentives based off of the business you go off of, and the incentive is usually to make a profit. Prisons, how they make a profit is by incarcerating people. I mean, public prisons, they get tax dollars. Private prisons, they do get subsidies because, you know, they're providing a service. It would be like if the cops had if they privatized the police force, pretty much. They still get, the private parts of the government would still get subsidies. So they get a shitload of our money. I'm getting a little off topic, but one good thing about this is that, where do you think that money's going to go? It could either go into public prisons, which would be great because they need all the money they can get to provide the best treatment for our citizens, because, you know, we have that right for no cruel or unusual treatment. So just throwing that out there. But it could also go to other things like education. It could go to actually balancing, I don't know, a budget. That'd be nice. But anyway, when you have an incentive to put people in jail and you have power in politics, it contradicts what the public wants to such a degree, because nobody wants people being arrested on the rate they're being arrested right now. It's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of non-physical, non-violent offenders that are in jail because they've done drugs. Honestly, if you ask me, all drugs should be legalized. Because it's my body, I should be able to do what I want with it. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. No, but... And it goes the same way with the health industry. When the incentive is for a healthcare industry to make cash, they get the majority of their cash from denying people care, so they don't have to spend money. That incentive plus the idea of healthcare, they contradict each other. And not only that, but Big Pharma. When the incentive is to make a profit, you can make a shitload more money by monopolizing the scene and using patents to make the drug cost of make your drugs price super high, but not letting them make any generic copies. Or, like I said, I don't know if I've actually said this. I've said this, just not to you guys. You know, you can make trillions of dollars off chemo, but a cure to cancer would probably be billions, because chemo, it's a person's life once they start it, and you can literally chemotherapy is literally sucking life out of somebody, physically and metaphorically, because you're sucking money out of their ass and you're actually killing them, because that's what chemo does. It kills the good cells and it kills the bad cells, the cancer cells. So it's all about incentives, and Donald Trump, he doesn't realize this because he's a loser. He's an idiot. The only thing he's good at doing is manipulating people. But other than that, you know, 6 bankruptcies, shitload of money taken from his dad. I'm not going to get into it. If I can make another video on how much of a failure he is. He won't release his tax returns. We don't know how much he's actually worth. But I drone on. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to have a video out every other year. No, every other week or so. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Right now it's a little... fuck, dude. I gotta do my hair. Look at... I need a fucking haircut, dude. This is ridiculous. Fuck. I look like I'm 12.